Me, Lord, your love is so amazing. Amen. Praise is higher than the ceiling. I mean, can I get a witness? The way he keeps on blessing me.
Hey guys, this is Shauna here. Thank you and welcome to my page, and thank you for coming back. My name is Shauna. You're watching my channel, Shauna's World for You, and thank you so much. So let's get right into it. Today I want to talk to you about church, right? Myself, I am a PK. What is a PK? It's a preacher's kid. So is an evangelist. My father was elder. My grandfather is a bishop. So therefore, I am a PK all the way around, right? So I know a little bit about church. And so on today's video, I will be speaking about how and what to wear when you are in a church service as a plus size woman and as a woman in general. As we know, our girl Ariana Grande was at the Queen's funeral, not with the best dress. Let's just say that, not with the best dress. Now, anywhere else, it probably would have been fine. You know, the dress was beautiful. However, in a church setting, it was not the best dress. Just my little critique. Only thing is, the main thing is the length of the dress, right? So when you go into a church setting, you have to be modest. You have to think modesty, right? Think modest apparel. And so she wasn't as modest as most Christians, most churchgoers would have want her to be. And some churchgoers may have been sending her sleeves, but as you can see, I don't care. But, you know, it's whatever. So right now, we're going to go through a couple of lists of things to check off that maybe the most average person would not know, or average woman would not know going to church. Things to check off your list, things to do just to keep it in the realm of respectfulness, right? Because when we go to anyone's house, anyone's arena, we want to be respectful. So if I was going into a mosque, I would want to know, what should I wear? What should I do to be the most respectful in your house that I can be? Okay? So, you know, a lot of the people in the world say, oh, you can wear what you want to wear. You know, God says come as you are. And it's correct. God does say come as you are. But when you're in a house of worship, it's just a certain way you are expected when you know how to dress, right? When you don't know, we embrace you, love you, and love just like God would give you love. But once you know, people teach you, we teach you, and so you know. So any place of worship is the same thing as a church, right? Okay, so number one, let's get right into it. So number one, the first thing is know your audience. So like I said, know your audience. Know the people or the arena that you are around. Know where you are going, right? Know if you're going to a mosque, if you have to cover your head, if you have to have a head wrap. Know if you're going to a Jewish synagogue, you probably won't sit with your mate. Like, you won't be sitting in the same arena as men. You would be separated. So you would have to know your arena, know where you're going. So as far as the church realm, whereas I'm Pentecostal, so as far as the church realm, know where you're going. Know if you're going to a musical. Know if you're going to a holy convocation, a convention, a women's convention. And if you don't know, ask somebody. Ask, what is the dress code? What should I wear? Now, for all of my people that are frequent churchgoers, you know certain things are worn and musicals and certain things can be worn in a regular church setting. Now, a musical is kind of looser, loosey-goosey. It's a youthier feel, so you can get away with a little more at a musical than you can get in a regular church setting, as far as like a revival or a women's convention or stuff of that matter, right? So know your audience. Also ask, does your church prefer skirts or pants, right? So if you're going and you already know someone that worships there, I don't find it an issue to ask, what is your preference of your church? What is the preference, pants or a skirt? And if you have it, there's no reason why I would say that you wouldn't do it, right? So ask pants, skirt, ask sleeves, no sleeve. Just ask. It's not, I don't think that would be wrong. It would be respectful for you to just, ask. I keep looking down because I do have notes, because I do want to make sure I go through everything and let you know, okay? So, number 2, girls, undergarments, okay? Undergarments, the right bras, the right slips. Now, what are slips? Slips, because I know a lot of people that don't even wear them, don't even own one slip. Now, I don't like slips, but girl, we know sometimes you need a slip. If you don't know what a slip is, I'm about to tell you what a slip is. You need a slip. A slip is an extra thin layer of garment that goes under your clothes that does 2 things. 1, it stops the clinging of the material that you're wearing to your body. So that's 1. 2, if your garment is see-through, it allows you not to see through it, right? So you wear the slip so you don't see through any particular garments that you are wearing, and so that it don't cling to you. Like, if you get up, sometimes if you wear like a summer dress and your dress kind of sticks to your bum, slips will stop it from sticking to your bum. Okay? Try a slip. Okay. So, next thing are girdles. Plus size women, we need girdles sometimes. We just need it. It's just something that is a necessity. That is something that we may not like, but you need it. Okay? Because you need to smooth out all lumps and bumps and rolls and folds, right? So a girdle is another extra undergarment that either is a pant or a slip. Sometimes it comes in a dress form, but it holds you together. It holds everything together, everything in place. So you're not jiggling and wiggling all over the place. Not only that, but it allows your clothes to fit better, right? So you don't see a roll here, a slick here, a tick here. You can see all my stuff, but whatever. All of that, you don't see all of that, right? So now you look neater in your garment. So it's something that you would wear to church, for me per se, because you want to look as modest as possible. So you don't want things jiggling that shouldn't be jiggling, right? So you wear a girdle, and I may slip in some pictures here and there so we do know what girdles look like. Girdles are Spanx, or it can be as extreme as a corset, right? So it's just something that holds you together, something that keeps it from flipping around. Now, my personal preference is a Spanx, but I do have a couple of corsets because some garments do require corsets. Okay, so next, bras. Women, let's get and wear the right size bras, okay? Because the worst thing is to see a woman with a wonderful dress on, gorgeous outfit, put together properly, but her boobs are flabby, or they're not together properly, or they just not formed, right? And that comes from the lack of the right size bra. Okay, so we need to make sure that we are fitted properly, and 9 times out of 10, get a full coverage bra if you're going to church. There shouldn't be no plunges in church, like for what? Because you're not trying to show your cleavage. You're trying to do what? Be as modest as possible. So full coverage bra, right size, right color for the right garment that you're wearing, right? So if you're wearing white, okay, all right? So what color should you wear? Think about that before you get dressed, and everything will fall and flow in place. Yes, okay. Next, stockings. honeys, find out what what church you're going to, because a lot of churches like stockings. They want you to have stockings, something to cover your legs. Now, it depends on the area that you're in. I know most down south churches do not require stockings, but I am in New York and I am a Church of God in Christ, and they require stockings with most things. Not require, but it's the culture. Okay, so it's not that they frown upon it or they say you're going to hell for it, but they, it's the culture. You wear stockings. And furthermore, with certain things, you kind of, for me, maybe because I've been wearing stockings for so long, that you do need it. Like certain shoes fit better, they feel better. And guess it's in my head. I don't know, could be, who knows. But stockings. And we have to realize what color stockings goes with what type of dresses. When in doubt, I always say, wear your skin tone. Okay? So when in doubt, if you're not sure whether you should be wearing a black stocking, a white stocking, gray, or whatever have you, wear your skin tone. Just make sure it's your skin tone and not like mocha. If you caramel, wear your skin tone so it doesn't look like you're wearing stockings that are a different color. Okay? So, the heel. Now, I love my heels. I really, really do. I love them all the way because it just makes a female's body look a whole lot better. And with that, it doesn't matter what you're wearing. It just makes your body perk up a little bit. And as a big girl, I need the perk. But anywho, okay, heels. Heels are a very controversial thing, I guess, when it comes to me, because I wear 3 inches or better. I don't like kitten heels. However, most churches would rather you wear 3 inches or below. Okay, so you can do your research, ask around. But me, I'm wearing my heels, and that's that, right? But now, as we are talking about heels, you do have to know what comes after that: the length of your skirt. Now, the length of your skirt needs to be at least knee length. It should be at least knee length. Why? Because of our favorite word, modesty. So we're trying to be modest. We're trying to be demure. We're trying to be as calm as possible within the realm of looking like you are your age, right? So I always try to look as modest as possible, but my age, not like Grandma Mady or Maybelline. So you just have to know how to work with your ratios. That's why I tell everybody, work with your ratios. Now, if you know your skirt is above your knee, like just hidden, you may not want to wear the 5-inch heel. Why? Because it will make the illusion of your skirt being higher. So it'll make everyone else look at you and say, her skirt is short. When in actuality, your skirt is not short, your heels are short. So when you're wearing heels and you're wearing a skirt, it is your ratios, your heel to skirt ratios. Now, if you're wearing a longer skirt below your knee or calf length, you can rock out with your 4-inch heels. Why can you rock out with your 4-inch heels? Because that skirt is well below your knee and it will not rise up, it will not, and you still look hot to death and fire, but still modest. Okay? So when wearing your heels and your skirts, work with your ratios. So now we're working with the 3 inches. When you have 3-inch heels on, your skirt needs to be mid knee, bare minimum, mid knee, because if you have hips, if you have a tush, it's gonna rise. Girls, we know how skirts do. We walk and it rises, especially if it's too tight. Yes. So now let's get into that. Your garments need to fit. They do not need to be killing you and making you gasp for breath. Okay? Your garments need to fit. That's it. No more, no less. You don't need to be sitting down feeling like you're about to pass out. You should not be doing that. Anywhere not only church, but anywhere. But in church, you should not have your clothes so tight as to where you can't breathe, you can't worship God, you can't do anything because you're about to pass out. And then you pass out and everybody think you in the Holy Ghost and you just dying of oxygen, of lack of oxygen. But anyhow, don't wear your clothes too tight, wear it fitted, and that's for anything. That is for jeans, that is for any fashion garment that you wear. Just fit it, just till you know, tapered. Because even when you wear clothes that are too tight, then they start looking bunching, and then you automatically look like you're unkempt, like, you know, you don't know what you're doing. So don't do that. Going back to skirt lengths. If your skirt is above your knee, below your knee, or mid knee, and you're sitting down, you need a hanky. Okay, so the reason you need a hanky is when you sit down, your skirt rises and you show your lady parts. So you need to cover your lady parts. And all else, cover your lady parts. Okay, cover your lady parts. Get a handkerchief and cover your lady parts. Now, if you advance, go with everything matching. You know what I mean? Go with everything matching, right? So if you're wearing something black, make sure your hanky matches what you're wearing. I should have brought a hanky. Next time I'm gonna have props. But anyhow, you need to wear a handkerchief. You need to have a handkerchief with you at all times, so that if your skirt is rising and it's the type of material that rises, you do need a hanky to cover your legs, especially if you are sitting in the front or on the pulpit area. You need a handkerchief or a scarf. Now, tip: if you need a hanky, go to one of the older women. They have something for you. Trust me, they're gonna have something. They're gonna have something. Cover them knees right on up. Just go to them. They'll have something for you. Now, head coverings. I know that my grandmother was always very stickler when she was younger on head coverings, and we were too at one point. Whereas Kojic, as my denomination as I am, this is why we wear a lot of hats. That's the historical reason why we wear hats. It's for the covering while you are in church. Now, it has morphed to a style. It has morphed to the fashion of it. It has morphed to the staple of a Church of God in Christ woman. But for the most part, it was to cover while you're in the house of God for prayer. Okay? So just do your research on the type of church, like I keep saying, and see if you need a head covering. All right, nail polish. As you can see, my nails right now are very nudish, not too bright. This is because it was coming up to First Sunday, which is the Sunday that we do communion, and it is kind of frowned upon to have too bright of a nail to attract attention or take attention away from the ceremony that you are doing. So with that being said, you need to be conscious of your nail color. It does offend some people. Do a lighter nail. Now me, I do whatever I want with color nails is concerned, but this is a tip to tell you the truth, right? So that's the truth. All right, now we're makeup. Yeah. Yeah, makeup. Let's get into that. Again, the word of the video is modesty. Be as modest as possible. Now, you can wear colors. You just can't wear a whole big old pop of pink on your eyes. You can throw it in there a little bit, you know, dust it in there. Y'all know how y'all do. I'm not a makeup artiste, but y'all know how y'all do. You flip it in there, just put it in there like that, just softly. Okay, be as modest as possible. You're going to church, not a disco, which some people say, but not a club. Just be modest in what you're doing. Be modest in your colors. Be modest in how much makeup you put on. Just tone it down. Just 2 clicks. Okay. Girls, put the boobies in. The cleavage. Keep it covered. Now, this is a very, very controversial topic because a lot of women cannot help themselves, right? I have big chest. God has blessed me in that area, but you have to cover it up because we are, again, being modest. You have to cover it up. You can show a little bit, but you cannot be able to cover them up and make sure that the men don't see your cleavage, and just be as modest as possible. Okay? Now, the last tip, which is a church girl staple, major tip. Now, we already went into the heels and all that. Make sure you bring a pair of flats. This is especially if you're going to convention, convocation, anything of that nature where you are going to be there for a while and you are going to be walking around, moving around. You need a pair of flats because your feet are going to kill you. Oh my gosh, I had the air conditioner on the whole time. Your feet are going to kill you. So you need to wear your flats and bring your flats. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I would like to hear all of what you have to say, your criticism, your comments, and everything down below. Please do not forget to subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family that you know a little girl and she's cute and she likes to talk to you. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye. Toodaloo. Deuces.